Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. It's another battle on the Berlin map. We've got Penguino in an E100. This battle is on the NA server rather than on the Azure server, so you might see the player names being familiar. Anyway, it's a tier 8 tin game, so it's top tier. Now this replay is not going to be about the map itself, other than that this is an opposite side from the previous Berlin map game that was shown earlier this week. This is more about how to use the strengths of your vehicle. So T100, first of all, the gun that Penguino uses is the 12.8cm. So let's have a quick look at the stats there. So average damage 530, pen 246 for the standard round, and 311 for the premium round. Now, the main reason using the 12.8cm is that it's basically a higher DPM gun than the 15cm gun. So you can basically put out more damage per minute, and this is one of the reasons it's used in Clan Wars with that high DPM gun. So even though the 15cm gun is basically quite powerful in the sense that can do a fair bit of damage, it is a lot much more slower on the reload. Okay, E100, the armor is excellent, except the frontal face of the turret is basically a weak spot, and also the lower front plate. You can see it aiming in on the enemy E100 there and putting it around there. So keeping your tank angled and turning your turret away while you're reloading is basically a good tactic. Now, unfortunately, IS-3 just walked in front of the E100 is aiming at, so it took the shot, which is basically, doing a fair bit. You can see from the angling that the enemy E100 couldn't penetrate there. But I think he just took basically a bit of a snapshot there, which is why it didn't penetrate. Now here we go, we've got IS-3 going across again, so that's another hit into that IS-3. Now you can see that pretty much most of the tanks are firing premium ammo, so pretty typical for a game with tier 10s in it. But you can also see that IS-3 can penetrate with its gold rounds, so just give heart to people playing a tier 8 tank in a tier 10 game. If you get the right angles, you can penetrate. So you can see the damage being taken. But clearly the E100's got a fair stack of hit points, so he's going through the tier 8s as you'd expect with the premium round. No real issue with penetrating. But you need to get their guns out of the game because they are capable of doing damage. So you can see he's taken a fair bit of damage from that IS-3 he just killed, but he's managed to take him out there, and there goes the next IS-3. So at least that takes 2 guns out of the game. And here we go, got another IS-3 up on the top here, but he's already up to 4.6k of damage, and manages again to go through the turret of that IS-3 with no dramas. So they're pretty invulnerable tier 8s for the same types of tanks. But here you go, see the other E100 there has just made the angles so that his return shot bounced off. He could have held his shot there and not wasted it, but didn't see him turn, but that's just the way the game turned out. Can you get rid of that IS-3 there? Just needs enough of the turret. And he's also firing up there, so he's not able to shoot into the roof of the IS-3. Needs to get more of the side of the turret to make a shot. And here we go, E100 again. Now he was aiming at the front sprocket or the lower front plate. And at this angle that will just auto bounce basically, so you can see the front plate there, but just the angle that it's at, he needs to get him to basically line up a bit more. Goes enemy TD, just crashed. He's probably just fallen into the river. Not a really good thing here. Now he doesn't want to push around on this ice 3. That will either expose his side to the ice, to the 100 I should say. Again, as taking that opportunity, gets rid of that gun. There's only 51 hit points, so, well, 31 hit points I should say. But now he's got the side of an E100. He's going to stay there. Yes, he is. Puts in a nice hit on the Panzer E100, and now he's got the other E100 facing the other direction. He can put a nice shot to the back of the turret, which he does. That E100 hasn't really reacted. Oh no, here he goes, but gets taken out by an IS-3. So you can see that the Tier 8 tanks are having a good go here, managing to keep their hand in and getting rid of Tier 10 tanks. So again, that's good sign for players who do get into Tier 10 games in their Tier 8s. It is possible to do damage and get kills. There goes the enemy Panzer E100. The unfortunately named Major Nick Fury, not standing up to his name. Bit of bad luck there, mate. Anyway, game is now firmly in favour of Penguino's team. He's managed to do nearly 7k hit points worth of damage, but a fair bit of that's against Tier 8s. And he's got a Progetto 65. Now, a bit of a snapshot there again. Probably needs to aim in a bit better. And here you can see he's using the train here. He's got the bridge wall here protecting his hull. And he just needs to again keep his turret angled to avoid getting a shot through the front of his turret, which is the major weakness of the E100. So as he's crossing here, he needs to keep his turret at an angle to the Progetto. Progetto's actually gone behind a building there. So he's just moving here to find another Tier 8 tank, the 122 TM, who looks like an AFK. It's a bit unfortunate for the enemy team. This tank hasn't loaded in, or the player has walked away and not done anything with his tank. So a bit of free damage there, and that's going to take Penguino over 8k damage. And it is the last tank, so he's just lining him up and makes the kill. And that is the game. So 8.2k damage and 4.4k blocked. Let's go and have a look at the detailed stats. So that was an ace taker game there for Penguino. High caliber award for the most damage and a steel wool award as well. 109k of credits and 13k of experience would have been from premier missions. 8.2k of damage, 5 kills, and 4400k of block damage there. 1266 base experience, good for a Tier 10, but you can see top experience there was a Tier 8 tank in an IS-3 who did 3.2k damage, a good result there. So you can see how, you know, Tier 8s can benefit from being in a Tier 10 game. So again, don't lose heart when you get into a Tier 10 game in your Tier 8. 27 shots fired, just showing you using the 12.8 centimeter fast firing. So 25 of those hit and 18 of those penetrated. He did fire all premium rounds there, so he did lose credits, but only 38k, so probably worthwhile there. Anyway, thanks for the game, Penguino, and good luck in the battlefield in the future.